Hi there, my name is Kim and these are the Wayrider Chronicles, my alternative look at current affairs. Hi there everybody, it's back to Africa. This is the second part or the second video concerning the South African elections, which will take place in just over 2 weeks from today. So let's just run through some of the main players. The current party in power is called the ANC, the African National Congress. That has effectively been in power since the first free and fair non-apartheid elections took place 30 years ago. It's headed by the president, Cyril Ramaphosa, who is battling for re-election. The second player second party that I would like to emphasize is Democratic Alliance. Democratic Alliance is in power in Western Cape, which includes the city of Cape Town. It's headed by a guy called John Steinhausen. Thirdly, we have the EFF, which stands for the Economic Freedom Fighters, headed by Julius Malema. Then we have the Inkatha Freedom Party, which is essentially the ex-disgraced president Jacob Zuma's old party that is based in KwaZulu-Natal, with Durban as the main city. Party leader for Inkatha Freedom Party the party leader is a guy called Halibisa. However, this is complicated by another party called the MK Party, which is headed by the ex-disgraced president Jacob Zuma, who, as I said, is part of the KwaZulu-Natal base. When campaigning kicked off just over a month ago, there was a definite feeling of optimism for that the ANC, who have ruled South Africa, as I said, since the first free and fair election 30 years ago, were going to lose the majority. And they would have to form a coalition with another party to stay in power. There wasn't any sense that they would lose an absolute majority and another party would take its place, but they would lose their 50%. They would poll under 50% and would have to form an alliance with another party. This led to a scramble for alliances, which was quite marked about a month ago, and which has now sort of disappeared. The alliance which business and a lot of from the financial markets anyway, would have liked to have seen would be an ANC Democratic Alliance. This is probably not going to happen. There's been a number of factors. One of them is the famous load shedding has managed to sort itself out. A lot of people are being very cynical about this, that, oh, surprise, there are no power cuts before elections, how did that happen? But actually, there's a lot more to it than just that. The ANC have stepped out the way, i.e. the government's bureaucrats have stepped out the way and let the private sector start to manage the power structure. Result is that first time in over 2 years, they're having a prolonged period of no power cuts, which obviously looks like the ANC falls to the ANC's favour. Also today, Cyril Ramaphosa had announced that he would effectively introduce an NHI, National Health Insurance, calling it he would want an end to health apartheid. At the moment, the average South African has very bad healthcare, and the 60% of the population that pays for private healthcare gets excellent but expensive healthcare through private insurance. There are many other parties, but those are the 4 or 5 major parties, and the way it seems to be playing out is that the hope that the ANC would fall far enough down in the polls to be forced to align with a moderate party seems to be dissipating. The fear at the moment is that the ANC will align with Julius Malema's Economic Freedom Fighter Party. Why is that a fear? Because Julius Malema has always been very radically anti anything to do with economic sense, basically. Nationalization of everything, the problem is that for the Rand, the lack of, or the incentive for foreign investors to invest in South Africa, etc., their policies are so radically, basically nationalization. It's sort of a socialist, let's take over everything and the government run everything type of party, that the whole business part of South Africa, which it desperately needs to improve its standard of living, creating more business, creating more jobs, will put that in great jeopardy, because they basically want to take over everything and get rid of they actually even want to get rid of the Reserve Bank of South Africa, or nationalize it. So from a financial business point of view, it would be a disaster if they got into power. They're not going to. They don't poll anywhere near being able to take over completely. But what people are starting to be afraid of, so we've moved from a month and a half ago, possible alliance with, let's call them moderates, like the DA, with the ANC. So the moderates will tone down the ANC and hopefully make progress on the rampant corruption which still exists in South Africa. And we moved from that to a situation whereby the ANC, to cling to power, may have to align itself with a party which is the exact opposite of the Democratic Alliance. Time will tell. They're going to the polls on the 29th of May. See you guys.